Alan Treffler, thanks for joining us on Blue Notes. Now, as founder and chair of software company Pegasystems, companies all over the world see you as a trusted advisor when it comes to digitisation and customer engagement. Now, customers are engaging with companies so differently to how they were a decade ago. You've identified an emerging group of customers called Generation D. Who are they and how can they impact companies?
Well, thank you so much for speaking to me. I think this is a really important topic. Gen D is kind of the successor to this connected generation, this Gen C we talk too much about. You know, they are always on, they're always connected, they're always doing something, whether it's on Twitter or on Facebook. But Gen D is kind of Gen C with an interesting positive or negative flair. You see, these folks have come to realize the power of connectivity. And they really want more. They want businesses they can engage with, that they can devour, that they love, that they're excited about, that they think really, really will respect them and do special things for them and their friends. But failing to hit that devour point, they'll turn around and they will demonize those companies. They will go and become incredibly aggressive, not just at failing to do business with them, but trying to make sure that nobody does business with them.
How do you win them over then?
Well, you have to be careful. Because once somebody becomes a demonizer, it's very different to convert them. So the key is to understand what you can do in your institution to prevent the demonization and to actually encourage that loyalty and that respect that this new generation demands.
What's an example of a company that's done this really well, that may have had a situation where they have, I guess, upset Generation D, but then overcome that?
Well, you know, upsetting and overcoming is hard, but a lot of companies have figured out how they can really sort of get the devouring to occur. You know, companies like the cosmetics firm Lush, which does a terrific job of creating an experience that this generation can discover for themselves what they want and how they want to be served. Or you look at firms like Amazon, which do such a terrific job of really engaging digitally with this generation and offering what this generation wants in all the different vehicles that they want it.
This generation, I imagine, will be very engaged with both social and mobile. Do you just, as a company, do you just focus on these areas or do you have a broader approach?
So, you know, what's interesting is social and mobile are obviously absolutely critical, but it's absolutely essential to not just focus on those two. Because what this generation, and frankly, all the generations that you'll be dealing with care about, is a consistent, coherent experience. They need to know that if they are going to call a contact center, if they are going to be on their mobile device, if they're going to wander into a branch, if they're going to be on the website, that all of the processes, all of the offers, that sense of personalization and engagement won't leave them behind. So you need to come up with a coherent way to deal across the channels and across the product silos, or you'll set yourself up for demonization.
Is implementing software the best way to do this, to get an integrated approach?
Well, there's no way but implementing software that can make an organization effective across all these different channels. You know, it's interesting, Mark Andreessen, the fellow who founded Netscape, you know, early in the internet days, famously said recently that all companies need to become software companies. Now, the key is, to become a software company these days, you don't necessarily have to do it by hiring legions of programmers. There are lots of other ways that organizations can empower themselves to build the right processes and engage with the clients on terms that will make sense to their clients, but will also make sense to them.
Thanks for joining us.
Real pleasure. Thank you very much.